What's happening, guys? Well, today we are hopefully going to be installing an IMS 4-gallon tank on Xena. That's going to replace the stock 2.6-gallon tank. I was trying to do some fancy audio work, but unfortunately that's not going to work out. So hopefully this will do and I won't have to do a voiceover. I've never done this before. I've gotten some advice from the guys. Hopefully this turns out well. Let's take her apart. Now I know you guys can't see on this side, but I gotta give a big shout out to Goat Cabeza. Mr. Goat Cabeza, I don't know if you remember, but when Mrs.Stacey and I were down in the Badlands, I had lost a bolt on my lower fender over here, and you gave me a zip tie to put on in place, and that zip tie is still there. So they were torqued down just a little bit, just enough that I couldn't really get enough oomph on them with the little screwdriver dealy. Okay, so now here's the thing. The DRZ has a vacuum fed fuel tank, or vacuum fed carb. So what you want to do is leave the fuel on. Hello, Miss Meg. If you leave the fuel on, no fuel will leak out when you disconnect the fuel line from the fuel tank to the carburetor. So we're going to do that, and then once that's done, I should be able to pull the old tank off. So I also learned a little trick about watching this done on a DR650. I'm sorry you guys can't see what I'm doing over here, but it's very simple. It's just one of those, what do you call them, like spring retention clips. You just clamp it and pull the clip off. But you can use a flathead screwdriver to help edge the hose off of the actual carburetor so you can pull the tank off. There we go. Gas isn't pouring out, so that's a good thing. Just the little bit that was actually in the fuel line. So I'm going to go clean off and pull the tank off. There you go. Still got quite a bit of gas in it. Now this guy is nowhere near ready to go on yet, but I want to see what it's going to look like. What do you guys think? I think it looks good. What they say you're supposed to do is clean this out, clean the inside of this out. And I don't really understand why they would sell a tank that you needed to clean the inside of right after you just bought it. But I ran my finger around the inside and I could feel where there was grit in there. Plastic, little bits of plastic. So the problem is that these little holes right here, as soon as I pour any gas in there, it's going to come out those holes. So what I think I'm going to do is pour a little bit of gas in, give it a nice shake all around, and then just let it go into a bucket. That's my idea, at least. We'll see if it actually happens. This is the first time even I've seen Xena this naked. Xena, don't what are you doing? Put your top on. Okay, so I learned something already. You gotta reuse the stock petcock on the new tank. So, all of this gas has to come out of here because that's essentially going to open up a hole in the bottom of the tank. So, what we need to do is get that gas in here without making a complete mess. No problem. So now that we realize I need to buy a funnel, we need to take these here and that little washer. And I'm putting all these bolts into a bolt holder thing that I bought because I'm no mechanic, and if I lose something, it's going for good. Okay, so that's got to be the spacer they're talking about. Bolts. So there you go, guys. That's what a petcock looked like. Interesting.
I am Carrie. Nice to meet you.
And neighbors have friends. Oh yeah, okay. So there's the spacer that we do not need. So here's what we had to do. The holes for the petcock in the bottom of the IMS tank are not wide enough to fit the metal on the actual petcock through the hole. I don't know why. I think it's dumb, but they're not. So what we had to do was, Mr. Scott broke out his drill bits and helped me out for a second. We got a bit that was just the exact same size as this hole, as to not breach the center between the two holes. And then we just kind of wriggled it around until it was big enough for this to fit all the way through. So now you'll see it fits, but you have to give it a little, you just have to give it a little go through that hole, if you know what I mean. So it now fits, and we're ready to, I believe, put this guy on. Now this is kind of weird to me because these bolts are super long, so I'm kind of worried that I'm doing something wrong here. So I'm gonna go read for a second, and I'll be right back with you guys. But it fits. So yeah, I was just kidding with the big bolts. It's not the big bolts, it's the little bolts. Hey man, I make no claims to be a mechanic. I do have wrenches though. I know exactly how tight this should be. Seems pretty tight. It's plastic, I don't want to break it, so tight is as tight does. Let's see what's next. Get out of the way! Alright. So, we have a gas tank. And just so you guys know, these things need to be pushed all the way down that way so that they fit. I don't know if you can see that. These things need to be all the way back. And putting this on is a little bit of an exercise in patience. Oh. because the petcock doesn't fit. Just so. There it is. I think they still might be up too far. Nope, that might be good. Let's see. Oh yeah, that'll fit. I'm getting old pro at this. So what I meant by that was this. They were not lined up before, but I'll be able to get a screw in there and hook those up. So that's the next step. So here's the deal. We figured out that I had these brackets on backwards. The big holes need to be sticking out. They still need to be pushed all the way back. Then off of the original tank, there's one of these little grommets. Goes underneath.
Make sure you have it right set up.
Which way? Like that?
You want the cavity to be facing up.
Okay.
Oh, you got it backwards.
Backwards?
Flip it, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it crushes down. I got you. So you fit that in there, and then you pop that guy through it. All right? Just like that. And then blam. Now, do we want to use the original screws or the big ass ones?
Use the stock ones.
The stock ones?
Push pressure on that. More pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, now a little bit more. There we go.
I don't know what it's fighting against. That's probably not good. Hey, carburetor doesn't work anymore. Get it?
No. Okay, got it. Screw that down. And let me wiggle it.
Wiggle it. Now they were on there about hand tight, so you can give them a good crank or two. Sweet. Oh, getting old. Oh, you guys are all up in my business. Basically what's going to happen is this. Hand me the needle nose. They're on the thinger. There you so. See if I can do this without moving. Oh man, the awkward angle you guys put me at. Shit. Yeah, there we are. Get up there. There you go. Just like that. And then to be profesh, turn it inside a little bit. And there you go. Don't forget, in the back here is the vacuum hose. That needs to go on the little spout in the back. And I don't know, that it did not have a clippy deal on it. So I don't know. Let me know if I need one in the comments. Might have to find a little one. But that's that.
See, you have to put them on. See, like, this is why. Look at this. What? The whole thing's loose. You got it.
It's not screwed on yet.
Well, screw them on, right?
I'm working on it. You guys see what I put up with? Show them what's wrong.
Where's the screw?
So, what happened was, before I got the radiator guards, I crashed a bunch and bent these in. So the screw is supposed to go through here, and then there's a spacer in between, but it doesn't line up right.
We can get it to line up right, but this angle's wrong. This has to be bent this way.
Yeah, so you need to. And
And we're gonna do it with Jeff's professional set of tools with these little.
Now remember, that's an aluminum radiator, so be careful. You're gonna start this thing up, it's gonna start gushing.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's not gonna.
Zip ties.
You're gonna want to find a solution for that, though.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't know what to do. What do we do? Well, unfortunately, we haven't been able to come up with a solution that we have right now for the bolts that go into the radiators. What we're thinking is maybe a bolt that has a hole through the end that I could use and put maybe some wire on the inside, so on the inside between the end of the bolt here and the radiator, but I'm not sure. If you guys have any better suggestions for better suggestions than zip ties and chicken wire, let me know. But I have taken her for a spin. She does run. I'll prove it. There she is. That's it, guys. 4-gallon IMS tank. I'm trying to figure out an end to it, but thanks for watching. Trying to pretend like I know what I'm doing. Which I do not.